All I know is this. If teleportation ever becomes a reality, and I'm talking it's affordable, where it completely replaces air travel, you're going to see a sharp decline in the amount of trolls online. It's like, especially if somebody doxes them, it's like, one of the great things I've noticed is, people out there who do this. Now, I'm not talking to have, it's not been done to me. I'm talking about something I saw online today, and it just made me want to just die laughing. Because imagine what would happen if you knew who was trolling you and you just showed up, and you just kindly knock on the door and you say, "Could you just please kindly stop?" Guarantee it'd be done that minute. Because it's easy to bully someone when they're 2 to 3,000 miles away. But that has nothing to do with what I was going to talk about today. Anyway, I just thought it was an amusing thought. Um, I was contemplating that, last night. It would be a whole different planet. But today I just saw something online. There is a guy who's trying to engage with Janet Fielding on the fact that, get ready for this, regeneration is not transmogrification. It's only supposed to help the doctor heal and get younger. It's not a roulette wheel of races, sexes, and blah blah blah. And I'm like, who the hell died and made you God? I'm like, see, once again, this is how little they study what malarkey they're spewing. Um, for you folks who are just tuning in, for one, the term regeneration didn't even exist until Planet of the Spiders. Okay? When Hartnell became Troughton and all that, they first referred to it as a rejuvenation. Hell, like I said, Gallifrey didn't even get a name to the Time Warrior. Time Lords didn't exist until the War Games. And here's a guy, and when we repeatedly, and plus the whole he's going to get younger, I'm like, so wait a minute, Matt Smith turning into Peter Capaldi was getting younger? Not to mention, I believe Colin Baker was older than Peter Davison. Pertwee was older than Troughton by a year. And they don't bother, backing up the stuff they're spewing. They just say it because they don't want to say what's actually in their head thoughts. And that is, hello world, I'm a racist, sexist, 2-bit idiot. I'm sorry, it's just to sit there and try to narrowly define the parameters of a show whose parameters have been constantly changing since, it first aired. That's why, sometimes I just get a chuckle about continuity. I'm like, you know how many different explanations for Atlantis that Doctor Who's had in the last, 60 years? Hell, in one season, I think there was like 3. One, it was the Time Monster. The other time, it was Azal, the Daemon. And, like I said, it's like... So trying to put a definition on something because it doesn't jive with your world point of view, it just amazes the living crap out of me. Now, someone's, like I said, I think Philip there, he claims there's a picture of the Master holding a compressed version of Yas. Now, like I said, that could be a throw-off. It would be kind of a bummer if they killed Yas, but I think it would be our first legitimate companion kill since Adric. Okay, but I know they were talking to Scott Bakula about the new Quantum Leap, and he wants to at least do something with it. So, well, Clara, I don't count because they quote unquote fixed her by the end of the series. They like I said, I'm talking permanent as in never came back, as in deceased. Because, like I said, I don't count Clara, and like I said, it would have been, I think, far better if they, it's like it kind of diminished her sacrifice by, saving her for this. Oh, God. Oh, man. I just did not like the way that series ended. Exactly. I just die laughing when people try to put parameters on things, especially regeneration, which, as we all know, it was essentially came up with was a way to change your lead actor. Now, some folks feel that because we had a white British male all the way up through a certain point, that means everybody was going to be, yeah, that's why I said, yeah, Moffat's immortal super companions. You see, I didn't like the way that all worked out because, especially when you went through Day of the, SBO, not Day of the, whatever came after, and all that stuff, which led up to Day of the Doctor. It made me feel, wow, so you're telling me the Doctor was such an incompetent that he had to have one of his companions saving his butt through, all the way to the time he left Gallifrey. But, matter of fact, I was shocked, where was all the backlash when Clara told Hartnell which TARDIS to steal? You see, it's just... But, the fact that the Doctor became female was unacceptable. The fact to some people that the next Doctor will be an African American male. Well, I'm not saying. Why am I saying African American? The man's British. Duh. That was another thing that made me die laughing. People trying to claim that Ncuti Gatwa is not British, and I'm like, did you read his background? He was born. He was raised in the British Isles. For crying out loud. It just amazes me, some of the lame arguments that are out there. Sorry, I'm like, why am I calling him African American? He was born and raised in the British Isles. It's like, duh. But even I told you years ago the next Doctor would not be a white British male. And I was just shooting in the dark. Well, okay, so yeah, you're right. He was born in Africa, but he's not African American. Because he was never he's not a citizen of America. You see where I screwed up? The brain is not working because it's almost time to go into work. And it's beginning to look like this will be a 6-day week. I know, I'm just sitting there thinking, wow, it's Thursday. Normally I'd be a little bit more excited on a Thursday, but chances are we're going to be actually working this Saturday, so... It just, blows my mind when people try to lay parameters down on something where the parameters have been constantly changing, ever since day one. And like I said, I can give you a billion examples of that, right up to the one that really ticked a lot of people off, and that was the 12 regeneration limit that wasn't introduced until Deadly Assassin. Well, we can only hope. I have not heard anything about when the trailer is going to be released, if at all. Like I said, I don't have a problem with Rachel Tolle. She's a damn good director. She's directed quite a few things I've watched. Flash, amongst many other things and all that. So I know she's done a few things across the Arrowverse, so... as well as, Doctor Who and whatnot. And also she was directed Tank Girl, if I remember right. And I liked that movie. Didn't do too well at the box office, though, if I remember correctly. But yeah, she's a damn good director, so That's right. I got to remember to watch that new Quantum Leap. I just finished this series of Cobra Kai yesterday. Oh, that's right. Yeah, she was involved in the Freddy movies, wasn't she? Yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street. I forgot about that. Oh, yeah, Sabrina. I didn't get into that one. I really tried. You know, I like that people are complaining about Doctor Who being woke, Doctor Who doing this, Doctor Who, you know, secretly putting political messages out. And it seemed like to me, Sabrina there for a while was outdoing itself trying to do that. Now, I try to, you know, I don't listen to any of that malarkey myself. I just, you know, try to enjoy the program, and it's just, it went, to me, it just kind of went way off the rails there for a bit. I'm like, okay, where are we going with this, you know? So, but keep this in mind. We've had multiple times, speaking back on regeneration, where, come on, even Peter Davidson said that's the trouble with regeneration. You're not quite sure what you're going to get. Then we had, I can't remember who it was, said regeneration's like a roulette wheel. And the original Sabrina, wasn't that on, what network am I thinking? Was that Nickelodeon or something like that? Oh, well, I gave the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina a shot because, believe it or not, I watch Riverdale. I got a kick out of Riverdale, some of the stuff they went into. There's another show that was just starting to go way all over the place for a bit. But you got to remember, these were originally comic book characters from the 70s. All right, was it ABC? I couldn't remember. But like I said, I never really watched the original one. I don't know what's going on with that Babylon 5 project. All I know is they're talking about a lot of the original cast are involved, but I'm like, a lot of the original cast are no longer with us. You know, it's sad to say that. It's kind of eerie how many members of the original B5 cast have passed away compared to, you know, other shows where, you know, a lot of the original cast was around till, you know, within like a decade or so. And, you know, so many unfortunate deaths. Yep, there is a Fallout TV show coming out, and if you want to be spoiled a little bit, just there's a hashtag out there on Twitter. There's been a lot of photos that have been leaking out from the Fallout TV set, and yes, it is there. So far, I've seen pictures from the vault. There's pictures of power armors that have leaked out and things along that line. And yes, it is happening. It's in production right now. It kind of figured it was, because whether or not the show got picked up, the people who were in charge, you can tell they really wanted to have a Fallout TV series, because they said, look, if we don't like the script, we're still going to pay you for this, you know, the pilot. We're still going to pay you for an entire season. And I'm like, okay, so pretty much you've already said you're going to put out at least one season, because yes, there is going to be a Fallout TV show. I think it's hashtag Fallout TV show, but look around on Twitter. There's photo. I'll check the Fallout groups on Facebook. There's non-spoilery photos that have been leaking out, and it's stuff if you've played Fallout you'll recognize easily. Well, folks, I just looked at the time. I have to get running inside. I'm already running a minute behind. So take care of yourselves. Be kind, be calm, be safe. And remember, folks, don't try to put parameters on a show that's constantly changing its parameters. It's a useless gesture. So be kind, be calm, be safe. Enjoy your day. Take care. And hopefully we'll see you all tomorrow morning in the parking lot. You know, have a great Thursday, everyone.